Welcome to Math Your Way. Today's lesson is on solving literal equations. The equation we have is x plus y minus z. So when you're solving literal equations, you're going to have more than one variable in the equation, but you're only solving for one variable. It gets a little tricky. So what I like to do is whatever variable they're asking me to solve for, everything else I put in one color, and the variable they're asking me to solve for, I put in another. So we're going to be solving for the variable y. So I wrote everything in black, and the variable I'm solving for, I put in a different color, purple. So go ahead and write this down. All right, so now that we know that we're solving for y, everything else needs to be moved on the opposite side of the equation. So really what we were taught was to do the opposite of the sign, or the if you're doing multiplication, you're going to divide. If you're adding, you're going to subtract. If you're subtracting, you're going to add to get it on the other side. So right now we have a positive x and a negative z. So since we're minusing z, I'm going to go ahead and add z on both sides. Alright, so I added my z on both sides. So now I'm left with x plus y equals 1 plus z. So now that I have that, I can go ahead and, since this is a positive x, I'm going to subtract x on both sides. And I'm left with y now, which is what I wanted to be left with. And I have y 1 plus z minus x. And that is my answer. So now, this one, since you watched this one, you're going to work out one with me. And this one is going to have coefficients. So it gets a little tricky, but not too tricky where you can't solve the problem. So we have 3x minus 4y equals, let me put that in black. Let me write that pretty. Minus 4y equals 1. So, as you can see, I wrote everything in one color, and the variable I'm solving for in a different color. So, now that we have this written, we can see that this is one unit, or one, we need this whole thing on this side. So we don't have to break anything apart. We really just have to look at the sign in front and see that it's 3x is positive. So to get it on this side, we need to subtract. So we can keep this one together because the only one we need to break apart is the ones that's connected to what we're trying to get to. So I subtract 3x on both sides, and I'm left with negative 4y equals 1 minus 3x. So now I'm trying to get y by itself, and these are connected by multiplication. So because these are connected by multiplication, the opposite of that would be dividing. So I'm going to divide by negative 4. So now I'm left with y equals 1 minus 3x over negative 4. But I'm going to go ahead and change all my signs. So this would be negative and plus. And now I change that to a plus. Alright, so I distributed the negative, and that is my answer, because I changed all my signs. So instead of having 1 minus 3x divided by negative 4, I changed all the signs. They equal the same thing. So if you get stuck, that's okay. They're equal to each other. Alright, so let's try one a little bit harder. You know we got to go harder. Try this one on your own. So go ahead and solve this problem on your own. Negative 3 a plus 4 minus b. We're solving for b, so I'm going to go ahead now and change my color. I'm going to give you that one step. Push pause and go ahead and solve. Alright, now that you're back from your solving the problem, let me go ahead and show you what to do. We're going to first distribute. And I draw my arrows. -3 times A is -3A. And if you don't know how to distribute, I have a video that you can go ahead and watch and then come back to solve this. -3 times 4 is -12. And then, of course, we just have minus B. And then it's equal to 6. So once we have that, we know that we can start moving stuff on one side. So when we start moving stuff on one side, we can add our 12. And 6 plus 12 is 18. So we have -3A minus B equals 18. Now we're going to go through and we're going to add our 3A. So we're left with -B equals 18 plus 3A. Alright? So remember, we need a B, not -B. So I'm going to divide by -1 on both sides. And I'm left with B equals -18 minus 3A. And that is the answer. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you, and have a good day.